Appleton Schools. I am Chef Shelly Platten of Healthy Chef Shell here in the Fox Cities, and I am back for yet another video, a healthy cooking video for the Appleton School District. And I would like to welcome you all once again to my little living room video studio. It's kind of like Food Network, but not at all. So I am cooking right here in my home using my own leftovers, doing my own meal prep to show you how you can do meal prep and leftovers into amazing new dishes and wonderful things you can feed yourself and your family during the week. Because I know you guys are super busy. I also teach. I am an adjunct instructor at Fox Valley Tech. I also work with Central High School students in Appleton in a Riverview Gardens collaborative program where we're working with culinary skills and teaching kids some great life skills on top of that. And I am also doing home lessons, personal chefing, wellness for all different businesses and school districts and public cooking classes. So yeah, I got a lot of irons in the fire too, and we're all busy. We all need to be eating better. We all need to be working on that gut biome so that we are keeping our immune system strong, because eating healthy means you feel good and you stay healthy. And in these times, we can certainly all use that. So today we are talking about what do you do to get yourself prepped for the week so that it's not, what do I do for supper every night? Somebody grab a phone, call some takeout service. That costs a fortune to have food delivered to your house. And it's a treat once in a while, but it really gets kind of old after a while. It loses its specialness. So if you can get some basics and some staples in your house and kind of get an idea what to do with leftovers or how to prep on a Sunday for meals during the week, you're already way, way, way beyond being unprepared, and instead you will be ready and in fighting shape when supper time comes around and you got a hangry family. So first thing I like to do on Sunday is get myself prepared for the week by getting some little carbs souped up and ready to go here. Now I cook usually like a whole grain, a whole wheat pasta. Maybe you like using some of the alternative pastas like Banza that are made with garbanzo beans or lentil flour, so they're gluten-free in that sense. I just store them in a Ziploc bag. Now I'm making small quantities here because I'm on my own this week, so I'm not making big quantities. But here's, like a fourth of a box of pasta cooked up. You may cook up a whole box. Cook it, rinse it, and get it in a bag. You can store it. Here's some quinoa that I cooked up ahead of time, and I'm just storing that in a little glass container in the fridge. I have some Yukon Gold potatoes cooked up and cubed, and I'll cover those up, and that is also something great I can use for different things during the week. That is some of my prep that I do for my carbs. And now let's talk about some proteins. I love having hard-boiled eggs in the house, and it's cheap protein, it's easy. Hard-boil these, get them in the fridge. I just mark them with a little H with a magic marker so everyone knows that those are hard-boiled, and they don't try to like crack them and make a recipe with them. But what I do is just cook those ahead of time, chill them down in cold water right away after they're done boiling, and get these ready, because these can be peeled and thrown on a salad, just eat them as a quick protein boost, a snack. You can cut them up on your toast with an avocado in the morning. They make a great power breakfast. They're just a really nice instant on-the-go protein, and you can chop them up and add them into a salad or anything else you're making. So another great thing to have ready ahead of time. For other proteins, you may do ground turkey, ground chicken, ground beef. You may cook that up, get all the grease off and drain that and keep that in a little container that you could use that for taco meat, or throw it in a chili, or you may put it inside a burrito or an enchilada, or use it for a goulash, throw everything in a pot kind of dinner. So it's always good to have that meat cooked ahead of time, because then, wow, supper comes together in no time at all. And then, of course, we have that popular bird that we've all bought a lot of. That would be the rotisserie chicken. These things, well, you can see already somebody attacked it, tore off a chunk of breast, took off a drumstick. Okay, now what do I do with this thing? Everybody just wants to eat what they want when you get home, and then you're kind of like, now what do I do with this thing? First thing I would do before everybody just picks off and devours what they want, I would get those drumsticks off of there, get those wings off of there. Actually, those little wing tips are worth nothing. You can throw those back in here, because I'm going to try to get like 2-3 meals out of this. This is not just going to be a snack-a-thon and this chicken is all used up. Pull off those big chunks of breast meat. I'm putting all the meat in a separate container here. I'm not going to do a real perfect job on this, but just to kind of give you an idea of what you would need to do. get the rest of that meat off and get the meat into a container so that this isn't just something that kind of gets lost in the shuffle and nobody really made a meal out of it, and then it's kind of lost its convenience factor. There's a thigh. On the other side, here's the other thigh. Get the thigh meat in there. So then what you're left with basically is, oh, there's nice chunks of wing meat there. Let's get that off. So there we have our meat. Here we have our carcass, the skin, and this juice in the bottom. Now when you put it in the fridge and chill this down, it becomes like a big chicken jello jiggler. That's all the broth and the collagen from the bones and the cartilage and joints, and that's a lot of flavor. And of course, if it's a rotisserie chicken, there's going to be a lot of like seasoning, salt, and things that they flavor the chicken with. But that's a pretty flavorful broth that's in there. And this carcass, you can save all this with any scraps that you didn't eat out of this chicken and use that as a start for a very quick pot of chicken soup. It's like the bonus meal everybody kind of forgets about when they have a rotisserie chicken. So once you have the meat taken off, and you can use this meat for different things, then you can take that meat off the bones and you can go ahead and shred that with a fork, or you can cut it up. And then you have instant chicken to put in, say, chicken tacos. You could chop that up and put it in with, remember that pasta I made? Well, you could chop up that chicken with the pasta. Throw in some, just your basic spaghetti sauce. You always have it at the ready. This could be, oh, let's make a wish. Let's wish for a healthy 2021. Can't forget the wishbone. This would be a great starter for a lot of meals. If nothing else, you could just shred this up with a little barbecue sauce and you have barbecue chicken to put on a sandwich. You can cut this up, put it on top of a salad as your protein. It's just an instant meal that was made for you. Just don't let it end up being a half-eaten bird that ends up going in the garbage at the end of the week because nobody really knew what to do with it. Get it home, get the parts, the meat off the bone, and then you're way ahead of the game right there because you already have it coordinated with what you're going to do with that chicken. So our chicken is all busted up and waiting in the fridge for us to be used. Now we have a ton of veggies to deal with here. So let's roll my cart on over. What I did ahead of time was go in my fridge. And yeah, I have leftovers. I have bits and pieces and junk all over the place. You're probably wondering, oh, she's a chef. Everything's all coordinated and perfect in her house. No, I do a lot of cooking. I teach a lot of classes. I do personal chefing in people's homes. I'm always like, okay, here's half a pepper. Here's half a box of mushrooms. I got to figure out what to do with these leftovers just like you do. So if I can do some of that meal prep, getting the meat ready, if I'm going to do meat, I don't eat a lot of meat, but if I have that ready, there it is. And I have some grains and starches ready, like noodles and pasta. I already got the makings of those meals ready for me during the week. Now getting some fruit and vegetables ready is another prospect that is so worth the effort you put in on a Sunday. Trust me, this little bit of work is so worth the effort. So let's grab some more veggies. I'm not kidding. I got so many things in my fridge here. There's always stuff going on in my refrigerator. Here's half a box of cherry tomatoes. One of my favorite convenience products, Matchstick carrots. These things are wonderful. So I got all these veggies sitting around. Here's a cucumber. It had a bad side. I cut off the bad part of the English cucumber, but it's still very usable. A little bit of cauliflower, half a zucchini. Here's a celery. Yeah, my fridge looks like just like everybody else's. And if I don't keep track of this stuff, it gets wasted. And there goes my food budget, my food dollar. What a waste. So let's not let that happen. What you're going to want to do is get your veggies cut up ahead of time. And here, you can get yourself, you know, a big storage vessel like that, like a Tupperware container. They make them in every size and shape. You can get all glass ones. You can get microwavable ones. You can get freezable ones. They're so easy to use, and it just helps you have preparation for your week. You can cut up your broccoli into cut it into broccoli florets like that. Doesn't have to be anything fancy. You have that cut up ahead of time. You have some cauliflower. Well, you take that core out, the cauliflower kind of falls apart into florets like that. You can break those up and get that stored in a container. Because then when the kids come home or you're homeschooling and they need to take a break and they're hungry, get out some low-fat ranch kind of dip made with yogurt. And here, we got carrots, we got broccoli, we got cauliflower, we got cherry tomatoes, instant veggie tray. There's something to snack on instead of a snackable or a Lunchable, because Newsflash, that's not really food. No, let's not even go there. This is really food. If we can get kids to be kind of interested in veggies, make it fun, give it a tasty dip, put some cheese on it, that's okay. If it gets them to eat their veggies, all the more power to you. We got a zucchini here. We can cut out that seedy core and just have the chunks of zucchini waiting for us. Like that. Put those in the container. There we have some zucchini cut up. So that's all I really do is just get some of my veggies cut up. And of course, the more you cut up a vegetable, the more surface area exposed, the more it's going to want to break down. So there's certain veggies like the cucumber, I wouldn't cut up until I'm ready to use it, because once you slice it, it tends to kind of get a little bit funny. Same with this pepper. If I would cut this all into little squares after 2 days, it would be getting kind of slimy. So I would probably hold off on using that until I was ready to actually put it to use. Mushrooms, I would wash those right when you're ready to use them. But these are, by the way, they're not that brown and old. These are crimini mushrooms. They're like baby portobellos. That's why they're so brown. Not that they were white like 2 weeks ago. They started out that brown. But those are definitely mushrooms I'm going to use up. I get onions, dice up the onions ahead of time, put them in a little container so that you have onions at the ready and you don't have to cry every single time you need some onion, because you take these guys, you have a fry pan, whoosh, chopped onion goes in the pan with a little bit of olive oil. You got something already starting in the pan for supper. And then it's like, okay, what else do I have? What else can I grab out of these veggies? Oh yeah, mushrooms. Let's cut up this pepper. Let's get that frying in the pan. Hey, I got some chicken. We can throw some chicken in there. Wait a minute, what else can I do? Oh, I got those veggies cooking in the pan. I got the chicken. Throw in some of this cooked pasta. Voila, you got like a hot dish, just like that. That's what's so wonderful about having these prepped ahead of time. You don't even have to think. It's just like a buffet, like a salad bar. You're walking through and grabbing what you want to use. Now, another thing I love to do with my veggies during the week is I love to roast them ahead of time. I have a soft spot in my heart for roasted vegetables. I love my veggies roasted, even more than raw. And this is what happens when you have all these different veggies I'm talking about. See, the tomatoes are all kind of leathery and collapsed. We have browned onion. We have browned broccoli, cauliflower, mushrooms, peppers. These are all veggies that I roasted ahead of time at about 375 for 20-25 minutes until they're soft and kind of lightly browned. These are wonderful to have on hand. I can just sit here and eat these by themselves. But what's more important is they are the base of many wonderful dishes. Wondering what these little guys are? These are purple grapes roasted. I kid you not. I'm not making this up. You got to try these. Don't grow old before you actually put some grapes, just big purple grapes. Throw a little olive oil on them, spread them out on a baking sheet and roast them until they get kind of dark and start collapsing and getting caramelized. Kids love them. Grown-ups, they're like little wine bombs. They're so good. Throw them on top of a salad or just snack on them. They're absolutely amazing. So roasted grapes. It's another great idea when you have just half a bag of grapes left in the fridge that you don't, really want to eat raw anymore. Roast these babies up. They're so good. So what do we do with these roasted vegetables besides, we just eat them? Well, here's an idea. I'm going to make just a very mini little version of this. Obviously, you would be making a bigger chunk, a bigger pan, but if you have some eggs in the house here, and obviously these are not the hard-boiled ones, these are the raw eggs. Yeah, good calcium in those organic farm eggs. Those shells are nice and sturdy. And we have some scrambled egg going on. I'd put a little salt, pepper, a little seasoning in there. We have our scrambled egg. We have a pan. I hear a frittata coming on. Oven omelet. It is like one of the easiest excuses to use up some veggies. Look at this. I don't even have to think about this. I have some roasted mushroom, some roasted onion. Oh my goodness, this is going to be so amazing for breakfast tomorrow. Some roasted broccoli. I'm going to throw a couple of those roasted tomatoes in there. Here's some roasted peppers. This is brainless cooking. This is so good. Here's those roasted veggies. Pour the egg over. Yeah, that's what I'm talking about. That is how easy it is. And we open up Elsie the cow here, and we have some cheddar cheese. We put just a little cheddar on top of that. That is our frittata. That is going in the oven and baking. And that is one of your easiest suppers or brunches or breakfast items ever. Just throw the veggies in, put a little cheese on top. Unless you have those kids with the, they can detect a little speck of pepper 3 miles away. My son was one of those. You can get a lot of veggies by them making a frittata like that. Another great thing with roasted veggies. I love hummus. I eat a lot of hummus. Here's a tortilla. Got some tortillas left? I know we can make something delicious with this. I have some hummus in a container. Let's spread some of this high protein, high fiber hummus. It's delicious. There's all different flavors. There's garlic, red pepper, spinach, all different flavors of hummus. Well, here we go. We have our roasted veggies. Let's put those on the hummus. Look at that. You just made yourself an amazing veggie wrap. Oh, here's some carrot sticks. Let's put some carrot sticks on there. This would be the great thing to eat. This would be perfect after you just had a workout and you're in your car and you made this ahead of time and you're just going to put the sides in, fold that over, roll it up nice and snug. You can cut it in half or leave it whole, wrap it up in a little container. You can take that with you in the car and have that in your lunch bag. You get done working out and you got some errands to do. Boy, it's tempting. You drive past Chick-fil-A, there's 30 cars, you smell the fried chicken, you're like, oh, my steering wheel, I'm going to go in there. Don't do it. You just wreck your whole workout. Don't pack yourself something like this that's full of nutrition, fiber, protein. This is going to hold you. This is going to make you feel full. You won't be starving. It's a great way to use up some of those veggies. Put them in a wrap with some hummus. Throw a little cheese in there. It's all good. What else can we put in here? This would be great with, say, I know what we're going to do. We're just going to make a little salad. Remember that hummus I was talking about? Or not hummus. This is quinoa. I have some cooked quinoa. But instead of the roasted veggies, I think I'm going to go with the raw veggies on this one. And see, we're going to throw some raw crisp veggies. Not sure what to do with all those veggies left. Everyone's tired of veggie trays. We have some of this cucumber left. We're going to cut some cucumber up. Let's throw some cucumber in with that quinoa. What else do we want to do here? We're going to throw in some cherry tomatoes. This is one of those, I need to come up with a salad. I need to come up with a quick lunch. I need to use up these veggies. I got a handful of this, a handful of that. So you have some cucumbers, some matchstick carrots. We have some cherry tomatoes. We're going to cut into thirds because they're like really big, giant sized cherry tomatoes. Throw those in there. We have a little red onion. Do you see where we're going with this? This is just a simple, easy to eat salad. Now I'm of course making a very small portion here because it's just me, but you'd obviously be doing a bigger portion. There's some of that cut up red pepper. You're just mixing it up with your quinoa, with your brown rice, with your pasta. You're mixing that up, and what goes really good on top of there is, I love this dressing. This is a basic vinaigrette that I get from Aldi's. I love it. Aldi's are one of my favorite places in the world to go shopping. They should just have an aisle with my name on it. I'm there so much. Oh, they got one of those stoppers in there. Okay, that's why it's not coming out. Shake it up good. This is just their basic garlic vinaigrette. Pretty nice, clean dressing. Awesome for salads. Does not just lettuce, but salads like this. You can toss that in there. For some crunch, you can put on toasted nuts, sunflower seeds. I'm going to put some pumpkin seeds down there because I like the protein and the nutrients and the crunch in seeds. We got our cooked chicken. Well, you could cut up your chicken and throw your chicken in there. Imagine that quinoa is so loaded with protein that I'm not even going to put the meat in between the seeds and the quinoa. This is already very high protein. But just something simple like this, just a nice, cold, refreshing salad. You go, some goat cheese or feta cheese on here. That would be really awesome too. Throw some olives in here. You can't go wrong. Just a simple little salad like this to use up your grains, use up your veggies, add a meat. You've just given yourself a nice pasta or grain dish to go on the side with something. Keep a bag of spinach in the fridge. This goes great in your smoothies. This goes great just as a salad. You can take a handful of spinach, throw it in a hot soup, throw it in a hot chili, throw it in a hot pasta dish. It's going to just break down and disappear like you didn't even know you added it. So always an excellent source of nutrition, and just greens are just so good for you. So any way you can add spinach in, it's a great way to do it. Oh, with that egg dish, I'm going to put some of that spinach in there. Another thing, making your food taste good. Oh, sweet potato, we forgot about him. This sweet potato withering away in the cabinet. This could be cut up and roasted with those roasted veggies, or it could be cubed up like a white potato and cooked up that way too. Remember, I had the white cubed potatoes. This could be chopped, thrown in with these onions. You could fry this up in the morning, make some house fries to go with your eggs. You could chop up a sweet potato or grate the sweet potato in with the onion and fry that until these are pretty cooked on, and then add the white potato and you make like a hash. And that too could have leftover meat thrown in or just left as is. That would be another great use of your potatoes. Wow, let's see. Oh yes, I want to talk about how do you make all this stuff taste good. You got your veggies galore, you got some proteins, you got your grains, you got those things ready to go. This is what makes cooking easy and taste good. I got all kinds of products here. I make sure I have a well-stocked pantry. I have lots of spices. I always have a basic vinaigrette because I don't always have time to make salad dressing. So I have a vinaigrette. Tahini is great for making hummus, but you can make a fabulous dressing when you mix this and some lemon juice and a little oil. You can make kind of a Middle Eastern dressing that's absolutely fabulous. Don't be shy about getting minced garlic or prepped products like this. Minced garlic makes everything taste good. Dijon mustard in your dressings and your sauces just makes all the difference. If you're going to make any broth, like make a quick soup or cook grains in, I buy a better quality bouillon like this. First ingredient should be chicken or it should be beef. It should not be salt. So make sure you get a better quality bouillon. This is better than bouillon. I guess that would be better than. It's actually called that. Another thing to have in your pantry, canned beans. Beans could be added to anything I was talking about here. The wraps, the salads, the skillet stir fries. This is absolutely wonderful. Cheap, easy protein. Throw it right in with whatever you're making. Just drain it and rinse it and you're good to go. We have some little fun things like these are sun-dried tomatoes and oil. I keep these in my fridge. You mince a couple of these up and throw them into a stir fry or something, or put them on a pizza, or put these with pasta. This really adds a really deep, savory, almost meaty flavor to things. So this is a really nice addition as well. Keep some lemons and limes around for just squeezing over food. Fresh citrus really perks things up and gives it that absolute fabulous, bright flavor and wakes up your taste buds. You think you need salt? Actually, you probably need acid more than you need salt on a dish that's bland. So keep some fresh lemons and limes around. What else here? I have some ricotta cheese. I was using this from another recipe. It's not ricotta. Guess what I have in here? I have some leftover lasagna noodles. You know what? Lasagna noodles are noodles, right? Doesn't matter. I was thinking this was still ricotta. I used up the ricotta cheese. But I also have half a jar of marinara sauce. So you know what? These noodles and this sauce could go together. And I could get some other cheese in there. And I could just make this really instant little pasta. Use it up, have it for lunch. Nothing goes to waste in my fridge. I find a use for it. Here's another great thing to have on hand. A good quality unsweetened yogurt. This is Siggi's yogurt. This is my absolute favorite yogurt. Everyone says, oh, it doesn't really taste like sour cream. This stuff, honestly, is like really good, awesome sour cream. You can just see how thick it is. This is not runny, it's not sugary, it's not full of anything. It is literally just Icelandic unsweetened yogurt. It is so good. You can whisk this into dressings, into sauces, make dips with it, top it, things like a taco with this instead of sour cream, and it's loaded with protein, calcium, and healthy probiotics for your tummy. So another great thing to have on hand. You can layer this with granola and fruit, put a little maple syrup in it for the kids if they don't want straight unsweetened yogurt. This is such a great thing to have for breakfast and for using as a condiment or in a dressing or in sauce. Oh my goodness, I just love going through these things because there's just so many things I love to make with my leftovers. I'm just looking around. I think I've covered everything I brought out here. I'm more than welcome to answer any questions. If you email Tammy, your wellness coordinator, I could certainly answer questions if you have any. Just look around your pantry, make sure your pantry is well stocked with like a good olive oil, and you have some good salt and spices, some condiments like soy sauce, Worcestershire sauce, some Dijon garlic. Things like that are just, you need a spoonful or a little squirt of this, a dab of that, and it just makes your dinner taste good. You don't have to be a gourmet chef. It just makes your whole dish have a little bit more flavor, and you don't have to rely on the box of hamburger helper. Be sure to watch my other videos that I made for this program, because I have one skillet wonders, and we could do sheet pan suppers next time. There's all kinds of things you can do to make things really quick and easy, and you don't have to order out. Keep those beans in the cabinet. Get yourself some basic bottled marinara sauce and some canned diced tomatoes. Those things go a long way to make chili or enchiladas, or just a simple taco where you roast your veggies and put them in a taco shell with some avocado. I'm just looking around and I'm thinking of a million things we could do with this food, but I don't want to keep you here all night. This video is going long enough. So I hope I gave you some ideas on what to do with some leftovers, what to do with your meal prep to get your fruit, veggies, grains, and your proteins ready on a Sunday and in storage containers, so you are ready for the week and stuff is at the ready to grab like a salad bar, and you can put things together. And one more thing, plan out some meals. Write out an idea. I want to make this, this, and this during the week. And then you don't miss ingredients. You don't have wasted leftovers. And you have a good idea when you go to the grocery store what to buy, so you don't get all that impulse buying when you're hangry and you buy everything on the display rack that's on sale that you weren't planning on buying, like those new electric blue Pop-Tarts. No. You didn't plan on buying those. So let's just get ourselves prepared like we do for class, like we do for life, and get your pantry, your fridge, and your grocery list in order, and it just helps you have a nice week. So thank you for joining me. I hope you learned something today from my madness of all my leftovers, and watch the other videos that we did for Appleton. And I thank you. I am Healthy Chef Shell, Chef Shelly Platten of the Fox Cities, and please stay well, do well, and be well. Thank you.